to my channel. So I'm just doing a bit of a seed unveiling. It's a couple of orders for seeds for next year. First one is from Plant World Seeds and the second one is from Plants of Distinction. I do have one more big order going in for next year, but it won't be arriving for a while, so I'll do that one when it arrives. And the Plant World Seed one, I have already kind of looked through the seed packets, but I'll go through them again. And then the Plants of Distinction one, I'll open that and we'll see what's there. So first up we have Polemonium, I think that's how it's pronounced, and this one's Purple Rain. So it's a perennial. I already grow two other varieties of Polemonium, and they're amazing as cut flowers. This one's obviously purple flowers on a really dark burgundy stem. And this one I definitely cannot pronounce the Latin name, but it's commonly known as silk vine, and it's a hardy climber. The flowers are meant to be highly scented, and then the seed pods are meant to be really decorative as well and silky. And here we have Ceranth, or honeywort as it's commonly known. It's a half hardy annual, but instead of the common sort of purple flowers, this one is called rhubarb and custard, and it has kind of burgundy yellowy flowers instead. And then up next is Ceranth purple, or honeywort purple, and this is just your normal bog standard purple flowered honeywort, which is commonly used. And up next we have Acrolinium. I think that's right. It's a variety of straw flower, and I'll be using this mainly for drying next year. And this one's another mix. It has the common name Candy Tuft, and they're hardy annuals. They look like a cross between, I'd say, Scabiosa and disc flowers. And then we have Amobium, or the common name is Everlasting Daisy, I believe. And again, this is another one that I will be growing mostly for drying next year. And then we have a variety of Snapdragon, and this one is actually specifically crossbred between popular cultivars and a perennial variety to create basically a perennial Snapdragon that is also good for cutting, because it has the same upright nature that a lot of the annual Snapdragons have. And last but not least from Plant World Seeds is Cuchia, or commonly known as Burning Bush. It's actually a hardy annual, and it's most commonly known for having bright red foliage, but I think the green also looks really nice. It reminds me kind of cosmos foliage, so I'm hoping to be able to use that for both summer and autumn. And now I have my order from Plants of Distinction. As you can see, quite a few seed packets. Not as big as some previous seed orders that I've done, but like I said, I've got a lot left over from last year. So these are kind of new varieties or things that I've ran out of. And first up we have Angelina Senorita Rose. It's also known as a summer Snapdragon. It is more compact than a standard Snapdragon, and obviously the flowers are more open, but I have seen them grown to have a height that's okay for cutting. And here we have Snapdragon Potomac, dark pink. I'm always very impressed when I grow the Potomac or Potomac, however you pronounce it, variety. It's always got really gorgeous, tall, sturdy stems. And another snapdragon, this one is Costa Apricot. Again, Costa series is another one that I'm always really impressed with. The stem length and the colours are usually really gorgeous. And this is the only sunflower that is in this order, and it's Pro Cut White Light. The rest of my sunflowers are in the later order, which I'll be showing when it arrives. I've gone for the white light because I grew some that were similar this year but not the Pro Cut, and I really loved the combination of the light centres and the white petals with some of the like really summery bright bouquets that I was doing. And here we have a new one for me. It's Persian cress. I haven't tried to grow any of the cresses yet, so this will be the first cress that I'm growing as a filler for next year. Next is phlox, and this one's Sugar Stars. I grew this year, so this is a new packet because this was my favourite phlox that I grew. The colour is gorgeous. And this is the first of the stocks that I've bought. This is the Romance mix. It's just a mix of some nice pale pinks, peaches, some whites and a couple of bright pinks thrown in. I don't do very well with stocks, but I want to give it a really good go next year. Okay, and this is Antique Rose, which is from the Romance mix. This was my favourite shade from that series, and so that's why I selected this one out specifically. And this is Stock's Vintage Brown, which is a really well-known variety. Lots of people grow it. I've grown this for 2 years now, and it's probably the only stocks I actually managed to grow with any sort of success. Another stocks, and this one is Figaro Lavender, which is just a nice, simple lavender coloured stock. This is the last of the stocks. This one's called Apricot Punch, and it's just a nice sort of peachy apricot-y colour. And next up is the first of the zinnias that I've ordered, and this one is Sonora. I've grown this for 2 years, and it's one of my favourites because it is one of the largest flowering zinnias that I've grown. The flowers are literally huge on it. Next up is Zinnia Queen Lime Orange. This is my favourite out of the Queen Lime series. I love the antique-y orangey colours that it has. And this is the second zinnia from the Queen Lime series. This is Queen Lime Blush, and I've chosen this one again because I love the antique-y sort of greeny colours that it has. And next we have Zinnia Peaches and Cream. This is just a mix that's kind of like pastel-y pinks and peaches and whites and creams. Some of them are like doubles, and some of them are like really puffy cupcake type flowers. And then we have Zinnia the Queen Lime Mixed. So I've gone for the mix because I've already picked out the two of my favourite from this series, but I do like some of the other shades, the Queen Lime Red, etc. So I've gone for the mix to grow those ones. And then we have Zinnia Portofino Peach. Now I actually couldn't find this anywhere other than Plants of Distinction, so I'm wondering if it's an exclusive to them. But it's very similar to the Queen Lime series, but rather than like the oranges, it's this gorgeous peachy apricotty yellow colour. And for the last of the zinnias, this is Zinnia Parisian Jewels. This is definitely an exclusive to Plants of Distinction, and it's described as being like a mix of jewel toned zinnias. So you've got, by the looks of it, some pinks, some greens. It looks like kind of the antique-y red type colour that you would find in the Queen Lime blush. So I'm excited to see what comes with this mix. Up next is Aster, the Lady Coral mix. So for the Asters, I've gone for two different mixes because I love them, I absolutely love them, but for some reason I don't have much success with them. And the second one is the Aster Tower mix. For some reason when I grow them, even though I plant in seedlings that are like 3-4 different varieties of Asters, I tend to only get one colour come up for some reason. So I'm just going to throw in a whole mix of them and see what I manage to get out of it this year, next year even. And here we have Celosia Flamingo Feathers. This will actually be my first time growing Celosia. I didn't notice this variety until recent, and I'm not a fan of the standard sort of Celosia, you know, that has the like the brain type one, or the really kind of like almost heavy looking Celosia. So I was excited to see this variety. So yeah, this will be my first year growing it, and I am excited to use this in both dried and fresh bouquets. And next is Celosia Selway White, so very similar to the Flamingo Feathers, only this white creamy greeny colour. And last but not least is Celosia Selway Salmon. So the same structure as the white, but this gorgeous salmony colour. So that's it, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with a new video. Bye.